Good morning.
Good
Happy Money
morning.
Maker Mondays.
Yes, long time no see. It's been a wonderful previous week, and now we're
Yeah,
starting a new week. Happy Money Mondays. How are you today?
I'm doing very well, very well. Excited. I'm feeling good. So,
Okay.
today's topic, I know we're going to get into issues with health and how that impacts applying for life insurance or a lot of
Mhm.
the questions we get regarding that. So, I'm feeling good on a day that
Okay.
we're discussing health. So, I love that. Well, for those of you all who don't know or who are not familiar with our community or you're just stumbling upon this, first know that you have stumbled into a life-changing place. Your life is about to change in a
Hey.
positive sense. My name is Quintaria Brunson, and I am a financial strategist that is so committed and so passionate about helping my community build wealth and have strong legacies. My team and I, we specialize in exit strategies. And if that exit strategy includes real estate or franchising, business strategies or lifetime income strategies, we're capable to support those needs. But the main thing for me is that people know that building the financial lifestyle that you want is it's simple, not easy. It isn't easy, like you don't have to do anything, but it's simple things that we can do to put ourselves in position to live the lifestyle that we want and to leave legacy for those that we love as well. And I'm going to pass it on to my partner so that she can introduce herself and tell many of the great things that she does as well.
Absolutely. Thank you, Quintaria. So, guys, my name is Mercedes Coates, CEO of Coatesway Financial. We are a financial services company specializing pretty much in living benefits, life insurance, retirement, child legacy planning, and income protection. So, I have been working in this industry about 12 years. Actually, we're going on 13 years now. So, very seasoned working with business owners and individuals. So, my job is very simple, guys. I'm very passionate about helping families create strong financial foundations. So today we're going to kind of tap into one of those topics, the one that, I think it's kind of like some people are a little nervous about talking about their health or, trying to learn what they can qualify for. So today we're going to kind of talk about um, how your health can impact your ability to qualify and what are some of the ways that you can qualify for some of these financial benefits.
Certainly, certainly. Well, as I often do, let's kick it off with a quote. And the quote that I have for today's topic is: He who has health has hope. He who has, and he who has hope has everything. And that's an Arabian proverb. So he who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything.
Okay, I love it. Thanks for
Yeah.
sharing that. Hey, that's so true though. I mean, because they
Yeah.
say health is your wealth,
Yeah.
essentially,
Yeah.
you
That was
know.
another one. That's by Virgil, I think. Health is wealth. The greatest wealth is health, I think. It's it that,
Okay.
so we got multiple
Hmm.
quotes today.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it.
Yeah, but let's get it. Let's dig in.
Okay.
So I know for me, when I have conversations with individuals, uh, I speak to people about a broad range of financial possibilities or
Mhm.
wealth building opportunities. Right? As a consultant and a coach, and as a strategist, we're coming up with lots of different ways that an individual can increase their wealth or put strong systems in place. And I have little resistance in most of those areas. People are always eager to learn and want to know more. But when we start talking about life insurance, or if I mention, a key person's policy, and that one of the first things that people ask is that based on your health? Or,
Mhm.
I have issues. Will I qualify? Or on the flip side, I have people that will not say anything about
Mhm.
health issues, and we're halfway through an application, and I'm like, yo, we should have, and I definitely should have probed more. But sometimes I've definitely run into people that it's like, okay, you should have brought this up. So I can tell that it is a trigger to talk about health, and it's also a place where it's misinformation. So can you dig in and give some information about how the impact that health truly has on our life insurance applications?
Yeah, I mean, all of the things you said was super important, and I think addressing this topic is going to be essential. So, what I would like to say just to people who are listening or whoever you may share this to is, can you qualify for life insurance if you do have health conditions? The answer is yes. There are various different types of policies where some are a little more lenient than others. But when we talk about just your general overall health, life insurance is based on your health, your age, and your habits. So that means that if you are constantly, I like to say this one because going out to eat, you hanging out with your friends and things like that, and you're constantly getting things like DUIs, those things matter. Why? Because your habits, the insurance company looks at it as a risk.
So in
So if
other
you
words, you can brunch, but don't brunch out.
right, or get somebody to drive
Watch them
you.
mimosas and get an
Yes,
Uber.
yes. So be very careful with the DUIs. Some health is a very sensitive topic. I'll say, because people are private. So they don't want you to know what's going on. See, we have a body, we in a body, right? And that body
Mhm.
may look good on the outside, but sometimes it's not so good on the inside, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So the key is when qualifying for life insurance, let's look at the most common. So most people say, "Oh my goodness, I have asthma. I don't know if I can qualify." Well, asthma is one of those things that they have different levels of severity. So if you are just seasonal allergies or seasonal asthma, it's not a big difference unless you have if you're obese. Let me say that what they do is they use a rating scale, height and weight ratio, and they look at obesity. So if you are obese, highly obese, now there's different levels, so they may look at maybe 25 to 50 to 150 pounds over where you should be based on the BMI metric. But you want to, if we're looking at obesity with asthma, with you smoke, that might be a problem, right? Because smoking is counterproductive to asthma. All right.
Yeah.
So those things do matter, but it doesn't necessarily count you out. So what I would say is when that happens, when you have those situations, that's when you want to ask a financial professional like myself or Quintaria, hey, can I qualify for this? Because the
Yeah.
key is just to find out if you can qualify, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about children too, Quintaria.
Uh-huh.
The last 2 years, I have seen a huge increase in declines for children. Okay. To me, that was very alarming because life insurance companies typically don't have big issues with children. But what I have been seeing as a trend, unfortunately, is depression, anxiety. Those things, if they're happening with children, can lead to a decline for life insurance.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
very alarming to me. So just kind of it's one of those things where I'm again going to keep saying it. The best time to get a life insurance policy for your child is as soon as they're born.
Yeah.
Once they're
And
2 weeks
we've said
old,
that so many times on so many episodes,
yes,
like the earlier you secure
does
life
matter.
insurance, one, especially depending on the type of policy that you get, you are accruing wealth. It's building cash
Uh,
value. It's so many and again, you don't have to worry about applying as life happens, as
yes,
your health, does what it does, as life happens, as depression and other things pop
yeah,
into place. So it's unfortunate to hear, but it's a
yeah,
reality. And that's one thing that I don't want to kind of skim over,
hmm,
because people have their concerns with when you talk about life insurance, they have their fears or whatever, but it's a reality.
it
Like
is.
At the
It
end of the
is.
day, it is a reality. So either we want to live in and make the most of our world and set ourselves up for success, or we want to kind of, put blinders on, like, no, 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 I don't see it, I don't hear it, like, so it doesn't exist. And then we know what happens with that. The worst
Yeah.
case scenario pops off, and you are in a situation that, you or your family, you're scrambling, you're struggling to figure things out, and it just, because you didn't deal with the reality that was in front of you. So
Yeah.
it's unfortunate. However, it is information that we need to know.
Yeah.
So if you have children, young nieces or nephews, grandchildren, and so on and so on, protect them and put them
Yes.
in a position to win in advance.
Absolutely. It also puts them in position if you have a policy for them already. Sometimes things develop down the line. One thing I'm also seeing as well, Quintari, as an increase is autism.
Mm,
Autism, for me, I have my personal. I believe I know why people are getting autism.
yeah.
I'm not gonna say that. I might get censored, so I ain't gonna
No,
say that.
yeah.
But nevertheless, it is an issue. Now, autism, what life insurance companies do is they look at the level of severity. I have been able to cover plenty of autistic children, but I have had some severe cases where they did not get approved.
Gotcha.
So again, just getting it for them while they're the healthiest they're going to be in most
Yeah.
cases,
Yeah.
while they're younger, the cost is very low for life insurance for children. You can get life insurance for children as low as $12-13. To
Yeah.
me, there's no excuse why you shouldn't have it. But one thing I will say is a lot of people like, oh my goodness, I have insurance on the job for my children. Guys, listen, the insurance at your job, the job owns it. As soon as you separate from that job, whether you leave, lose, or retire from that job, those benefits go away in most cases. My suggestion will always to be to get your own separate policy outside of the job. It can be in addition, but outside that you own, you control.
Yes.
So that way, there's no reason why you have to try to qualify again once you separate from that job.
Most definitely. And while we're on that topic, I always tell people it's almost like if you're eating dinner, like you don't necessarily want all appetizers or
Mhm.
all desserts. Like you want to start with some appetizers, some vegetables, like some a hearty base,
Yeah.
and then add the condiments and extra things from that. So Mercedes and I will never, I won't say never, but it would have to be a weird circumstance for us to tell you not to take advantage
Yep.
of those additional policies, but know that those are additional things to like that fringe benefits that you just take. It's like, oh well, they're giving
Yeah.
it out, it's inexpensive, and it can add to what I already have. But no product out there that you don't own is going to give you the advantages of the products that Mercedes and I are discussing, that you own and that you structure to meet your individualized family plan, period.
Absolutely.
you know
Absolutely.
but getting one I want to make sure in today's
Mhm.
conversation, one of the things the conversations that I find myself having with people when it comes to, and now I'm talking about adults for the most part,
Okay.
when it
Mhm.
comes to applying for life insurance and they have questions or they're apprehensive about their health, is just to give a clear picture of it.
Mhm.
I think and what, and I'm assuming on this, but I feel like some people are themselves kind of deciding what's important, what they need to share, what they
Yeah.
don't need to share, and things of that nature. So I want to say two things to that. One, when you work with professionals such as Mercedes and myself, we have apps and things that we can kind of check in advance to see the likelihood. Of course, we're not
Mhm.
the insurance underwriters, but we have tools that we can, if you're honest with us and you give us a
Mhm.
fair picture of what's going on, that we can kind of see where you may fall. And
Mhm.
even with that, if it's something, if in worst case scenarios where it's like, you may not qualify. There are other similar financial products that we may be able to do. I've been able to structure family legacy plans where you and I worked on one a couple years ago where the father was a very successful business owner. He
Mm-hmm.
himself did not qualify, but he was able to put his children in position where they were able to get very healthy, like a robust life insurance packages on the children. And we were able to do some other financial positioning for the father. So,
Absolutely. I remember that. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So point one is being as open as you can, to give a fair picture, because we are not medical professionals, but to give a fair picture so
Yeah.
that we can do the research and use the tools that we have to let you know the best prognosis that we can give you in advance, one. And then two, when you're for the most part, what I see, and again, I'm not an insurance underwriter, but just in my experience, they want to know if you're managing these things. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
you have diabetes, but are you managing it? Are you, just going rogue and not listening to your doctors, not taking any of your medicine?
Mm-hmm.
Like you had a surgery, you never showed back for the post-op, like they
Yes,
want to make
important.
sure, because
Mm-hmm.
I think for the most part, life insurance companies understand that they're human. It's almost like, for
Yeah.
me and my familiarity with the real estate world, when someone buys a house that's 20 years old, I'm not expecting it to function like a brand new house, but we do need to go in and assess where the house is, what
Mm-hmm.
the appliances, are doing, and sometimes, even though a house is 20, the house that I have, my house is over 100 years old, and there are some things that function well, other things that needed to be replaced. But I say that to say the when you're putting in your application, they want to make sure that you are managing those habits, the
Yeah.
same habits, in terms of whether you go to brunch and have too many mimosas and will pop off into, your Corvette, and fly away. The
Yeah.
habits are you, do you go to the doctor regularly? Are you,
Mm-hmm.
if you have high blood pressure, do you manage that? Are you thoughtful about that? And those are conversations that I don't want people to fear and
Yeah.
inadvertently avoid saying that and get denied because you just didn't
Yeah.
tell a clear
Hey,
picture of what's
I'll,
happening.
I'll add to that. So actually, most insurance underwriters prefer that if you put specific information on the application as much as you can, and you're honest about as much as you can, they will actually avoid getting medical records and things like that because you provided the information up front and you didn't try to hide it.
Thank
So
you.
I always go into whenever I'm doing a consultation with my clients, talking to them about how insurance companies talk. Everything's connected, family. Okay.
Yeah.
Your driving history, your public records, your MIB report, which is the Medical Information Bureau that shows your prescription history.
Mm-hmm.
All of those things are connected with insurance companies. They talk to each other. So there's pretty much nothing you can hide that they're not going to know. So the
Yeah.
more upfront you are about it, the better your chances are to qualify.
And
Um,
how many times, Mercedes, have we done an application
mhm.
and somebody stumbled on question number 17, and we're like, okay, like you probe a little more, and then when we
Uh-huh.
submit it, question number 17, we got to get more information in order to move, like,
Yep.
so
Yep.
I
My
can't
goal is,
reiterate enough that,
yeah.
one, let the financial professional that you're working with, that's helping
Mhm.
you construct your financial plan and put together your policy
Yes.
for you, let them know what's going on, because in advance we could probably help you avoid some of this or
Yes.
put you in a better position in advance. And then two, be as open and provide as much details as you can, so that when the application is submitted, they know that your habit of
Yeah.
being healthy and being very clear and open and honest about where you are with your health, that isn't a stumbling block. So now they feel like, oh, we gotta research and look up a little more, or hold on, 2 plus 2 is not adding up to 4 here. And because for life insurance, you are the, like, you're it. You're what's being insured.
Yep.
Like, you're the collateral. So and I want to say this, and I'll give you the floor. But don't I think that sometimes people even come like almost like aggressive, like trying to fight it. Like, why do they need that? Why do they need you are the collateral.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know so
Yeah.
just like when someone
And they're
buys
gonna
a
pay
house.
out. They're gonna
Thank
pay.
you. Thank
Okay.
you. You are the collateral. So making sure that they are making a solid investment, any financial institution would do the same thing.
Yep.
We would do the same thing. I
Absolutely.
know, as you make your own financial decisions in your life and for yourself and for your family, you want to kick the tires and make sure everything, like, so
Yeah.
don't I just think that we need to make sure that we have one, like Mercedes said, you get life insurance as early as you possibly
Yes.
can for yourself and for those you love. That way it mitigates to a certain degree how much life issues that may turn up. And then two, let your professional know what you have going on so that in advance we can come up with solutions that can work for you. And then finally, once you get to the application portion, be as open and as clear about how proactive you've been, if there are issues that have been resolved. Because if it comes back up in the wash, you're not always, we have definitely helped a lot of people through that, with getting information back and even a few appeals or whatever. However, if you're clear up front, like Mercedes said, sometimes you avoid all of that and it makes your application process a lot more seamless.
Yeah, I agree. And so that was great, Quintaria. I'm listening. She dropping nuggets. I hope y'all getting this, okay? Listen, don't be afraid to apply for life insurance. There are plenty cancer survivors who, after a certain period of time, can requalify. If you had a heart attack or stroke, it is possible for you to requalify for life insurance. If there is a automatic decline policy, there are insurance companies that we work with that will give you a guaranteed issue policy where they don't ask any questions about health. And it's strictly for burial, guys. So it will be like a burial policy, just enough for that, where it may be a little modified. You may have a waiting period for a couple years before it will pay out, but it's guaranteed. So there are options for you. And that's why working with a financial professional is so important, to see how we can leverage the different types of plans. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to talk.
We want you to win and be successful.
Yeah, I want to talk to one space. So I don't even know the terms anymore. Millennial, Gen X, Z. I don't know. But if you're younger, let's say 25 or younger, what I found is that a lot of 25 and younger individuals do want to purchase life insurance. And one of the major reasons now, Quintaria, is because life insurance is not just for death anymore, guys. We shout about it all the time. We talk about living benefits.
Yeah.
We talk about being able to leverage these plans to have high earning savings accounts inside, to have access to a pot of money, essentially, in the event that your health does decline in the future. And we're talking about positioning yourself that in the future, if something did change with your health, you have access to up to 100% of that death benefit. This is changing. So my millennials, you guys want to know where to put your money. This is a great concept because you get high earning interest rates. You have income protection. You'll have your life insurance. And this can essentially turn into a bank where you're creating your own bank for yourself that you can borrow from, put back, essentially to help you build your businesses, create infrastructures, create legacies. I mean, you're going to do so much fun things. We didn't have this when we were younger. So you guys want to say, I don't want to go to college. I want to start a business. This is a great way.
Yeah.
This is a great way to leverage.
Hence why insurance companies need to make sure that they are making solid investments,
Yes.
because you know, so but we have to invest in ourselves first.
Yes.
But I agree, and I think that's Gen Y. That yeah,
Meanwhile,
or, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I
But
love-
for every generation, you know, like
yeah.
baby boomers and beyond, you know, like there are options that are out there that you just have to book a consultation with a
Yes.
professional, explore your options. Mercedes and I always say, like, it's free. It book
Yep.
like it is free. You can have and beyond just being free, because you know, like a lot of things are free, but they're not useful. Like this is free and
Mhm.
it is life changing. It can open your eyes and give you ideas for how you can put yourself on the financial track that you decide and that you want for yourself and your legacy. You know, I just think that I don't want my community to be unnecessarily apprehensive, or to think,
Mhm.
or to count yourself out, you know, to say, oh, well,
Yeah, don't do
you know, I had cancer
that.
as a kid, so you know I don't qualify. We don't want you to count yourself out. We
Mhm.
want to help you come up with solid plans, with individualized plans that work for you. That's
Yeah.
the goal, and that, you know. So
I have a
my
childhood I was gonna say I have a childhood friend who I did cover with life insurance who had childhood cancer.
mm,
So again, there is, and she's covered completely. She added her child now, so they guys, listen, you can get coverage. The key
yeah,
is just to
yeah.
have a conversation and find out what you can qualify for.
Thank you. Thank you. So,
Mhm.
one of the things I gleaned from this conversation is our health is important, and it does
Yeah.
have an effect on applying for life insurance. However, it is more than one way to skin a cat, and understanding where you are and talking candidly with your financial professional that is helping you to construct your plans, preferably
Yes.
Mercedes or myself, but you know.
That's right.
Like we just want
Preferably.
you to win, but you know, we love to win together. Like, let me shameless plug. We want to win with you. Uh, how, you know, but
Absolutely.
so that we can be um on the offense and construct something that is a winning package that we can then send to the life insurance company in the form of an application. So even
Hmm.
when it comes to increasing life insurance
Hmm.
and things of that nature too, all of the, you know,
Yeah.
like we want you to win, and however we need to get there, our health does matter, but don't make decisions on your own. Ensure while you're young and while you have the least health issues, but know that don't cancel yourself out prematurely.
Yep. Yep. Just wanted to wrap it up with at least one thing. One thing, Corey, that I do see also is a lot of let's say 55 to like 65-year-olds. Sometimes they may not qualify for traditional insurance, and maybe one of the spouse is uninsurable and one is insurable. Guys, there are plans where you can have both of the spouses, even if one is uninsurable, can be combined to a family plan to go cover both spouses. As long as one is insurable, the other one can be insured as well. So if you have an auntie, an uncle, a mother, father who may think that, maybe you guys applied for somewhere and they couldn't get it, as long as one of them are insurable, then we can put them on a family plan to cover them as well. Okay, so
So
just there
people,
are ways.
it's options.
Yes.
It is options. Book a consultation. Our information is included wherever you're watching this. Contact
Mhm.
Mercedes or myself. Find out what your options are, and let's have some clear and serious conversations about health and wealth. And like,
Yes,
get this money, get this, build
that's
these
it.
legacies, and get this money.
And pass on that generational wealth. That's how we
Yes.
do it. Life insurance
Yep.
is a guaranteed way to pass on wealth. Okay,
Yes.
family,
Beautiful.
this has been wonderful. Quintaria, thank you so much for your expertise as well.
Ditto. Ditto. Thank
And
you as
guys,
always. Happy money making
Mm-hmm.
Mondays, everyone. You
Monday.
all go and be great. You build legacies,
Yes.
book consultations. Be sure to connect with us if you have any questions, or if you just want to see, like, am I doing this right? Do I have everything that I need? Or if you know a
Annual
family
review.
member or someone, thank you. Thank you. Definitely
Mm-hmm.
reviews as well, too, because things change. You may
Yeah.
need to move things around in a different way. You may have too
Mm-hmm.
little coverage, or, or things of
Mm-hmm.
that nature. And if you know people, like, I know people that I love and that I interact with daily, and I know that their stuff is not in order, like, nudge them, like, nudge a loved one and say, hey, I know some
Let's make
ladies that
sure
we
we
talk
right.
to. Thank you. Thank you. Because
Mm-hmm.
it just sweeping my porch is one thing, but if my neighbor sweeps
Mm-hmm.
their porch, and then the neighbor on the other side, like, the whole neighborhood grows and shines bright. And that is truly what I desire for my community, not just for my family to win, but for the families that are connected to me to win, for my community
Yeah.
to win, and on and on and on. So I love you all. I hope that this has been some
Mm-hmm.
valuable information. I hope to hear from you all soon. Mercedes, thank you as always for being
Yeah.
a tremendous
Mm-hmm.
partner and sharing your information on this. I appreciate you so much. And we'll
Not a
see you all.
problem.
If we don't hear from you sooner, we'll see you all next
Yes.
Monday.
Click the link. Bye.